You're watching WJCL 22 Morning News, the one to watch.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News, protest across the nation after a woman in Minneapolis was shot and killed by an ICE agent. The encounter caught on camera what demonstrators in Forsyth Park are demanding. Plus, Savannah's housing authority is celebrating neighbors who were taking advantage of the city's resources. How city leaders are working to address a growing housing crisis. And employees let go at the Telfair Museum. Some say it happened without any warning. Their reaction and the response from management. But before we get to all of that, we want to see what it looks like. Ooh, it looks like there's some rain on the camera right now into downtown Savannah. Surely a gloomy and quiet start out there to your Sunday morning. And thank you so much for starting your Sunday right here with WJCL 22 Morning News. Good morning. I'm Lydia Blackstone here with meteorologist Melissa Hall. Melissa, we just took a look outside and kind of saw that gloomy, gross day that you don't exactly want to start on a Sunday, but good day for indoors, right?
It is. Now, the rain showers, they'll be out of here for the second half of the day, and we're only getting some very light rain right now. You see those clouds, they're going to be sticking around most of the day as well. Something else we're going to have to deal with, you notice the wind blowing those flags around, and it's going to be a breezy forecast to wrap up the weekend and start the new work week. So take that into consideration. Temperatures not too bad, 61 heading out, and here is our weather maker. You can see that front bringing those very light showers that we definitely need. But as this continues to move off to the northeast, we'll have just the cloud coverage as we go into the afternoon. Now, Lydia, we've already hit the daytime high, and that's because overnight last night we stayed mild, but you notice that wind now coming in out of the northwest behind that front. So we're going to watch these temperatures fall through the day, and by this afternoon, well, we're going to be into the 50s, and you can see that cold air that's coming for us. Tomorrow morning, wind chills in the 20s as you head out. I'm going to tell you how long that lasts coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Melissa. Right now, people across the nation are protesting. It's all after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis earlier this week. The killing of Renee Good was caught on camera by a bystander. And here in Savannah, crowds gathered at Forsyth Park on Saturday morning in protest of the shooting. WJCL 22 News' Grace Rodriguez spoke with demonstrators.
This is what democracy looks like.
Crowds gathered Saturday morning on Forsyth Park in protest to denounce U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement after videos circulated Wednesday of an ICE agent killing 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good. Protesters say that's just one of several reasons why they're out on the park.
We're out here today to kind of target two different things that may seem separate to two people but are really interconnected. One is the illegal actions of our president in Venezuela, but also the escalation of ICE within our community.
Others there to criticize members of the Trump administration. Clark says it's less about political parties and more about understanding each other.
When you start talking to people, what you realize is we all want the same things. And so that's what we're here to do today, is to bring people together and show that we're all working together.
Protesters waved flags from other countries such as Ecuador and Palestine as they marched a mile north to Savannah City Hall.
Tell me about what it means to be out here today calling for change.
Well, silence is complicity. And if I stay silent and sit still at home, then I'm asking for whatever's going to happen. And the way things are going, things aren't happening very good.
Two protesters were arrested outside City Hall. A viewer sent us this video that shows Savannah police arresting one for standing in the road and obstructing law enforcement despite multiple warnings from police. The rest of the crowd remained peaceful during the nearly 2-hour-long protest. In Savannah, Grace Rodriguez, WJCL 22 News.
A founder of an iconic rock group, the Grateful Dead, has died. On Saturday, the family of guitarist Bob Ware announced on social media that the singer-songwriter's death. The family's statement said the 78-year-old had recently battled and beat cancer, but died of underlying lung problems. He wrote and co-wrote memorable songs like Sugar Magnolia, Truckin', and Cassidy, and Throwing Stones. Ware was the youngest member of the Dead, and he performed for decades. The family's statement says Ware's work and did more than just fill rooms with music. It was warm sunlight that filled the soul. Right now, as Georgia leaders debate how to fix the housing crisis, one Savannah program is celebrating families who've already made it through. WJCL 22 News' Kirsten Maselka tells us how the city is tackling an issue at the center of Georgia politics.
The Housing Authority of Savannah honored its latest round of graduates from its Family Self-Sufficiency program this Saturday, some going from public housing to financial independence. As the housing crisis remains a key issue in the 2026 election cycle, I asked program leaders if the resources match the need in the area. Program leaders say last year families purchased nearly $2.7 million worth of homes with Housing Authority support.
I was in kind of a hard place, a rock and a hard place, and today I am set and financially stable where I need to be.
But as they celebrate this success Saturday, the larger housing picture across Georgia remains complicated.
There's always a need for additional resources for our housing programs. We're never fully funded at the level that where there's a need.
Housing affordability has quickly become one of the most talked about issues in the 2026 election cycle and a central topic at Thursday's Democratic Gubernatorial Forum here in Savannah. Candidates acknowledging what coastal Georgia families and leaders already know. Housing costs are rising, faced with the question of whether Georgia's housing crisis will continue to outpace solutions. Saturday's graduates say the program changed their lives, but some housing advocates and political leaders say there's still a long way to go to address the crisis. In Savannah, Kirsten Maselka, WJCL 22 News.
New nonstop flights are coming to the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. Starting this spring, Breeze Airways will offer nonstop service to Fort Lauderdale. Those flights begin on May 7th. Several employees at the Telfair Museums were laid off on Friday. They're saying the firings came without notice and during an afternoon Zoom call. Now, some former employees are speaking out. WJCL 22 News' Grace Rodriguez has what they're saying and how management has responded.
Savannah's Telfair Museums announced Friday that it is restructured to reduce headcount, letting go of 15% of their workers and offering them severance. The Telfair Museums operate the Telfair Academy, Owens Thomas House and Slave Quarters, the Jepson Center, and Telfair Children's Art Museum. Dr. David Brenneman, executive director and CEO, said in a statement that it was a difficult decision to make. It is hard to lose colleagues and friends. Our focus now must be on driving the revenues of the organization with more of the quality programs and exhibits our community has come to expect. Representatives from the museum say the decision comes from reduced funding. Former employees at the museums say things felt off on Friday just before staff broke the news. I've heard from some of them who asked to stay anonymous that say they're still shocked by the decision. Every day I thought to myself how lucky I was to be working in such a wonderful, supportive environment at an incredible museum. I didn't even get to say a proper goodbye. This comes after the former employees say they received positive performance reviews in December, as well as a bonus just before Christmas. Our positive performance reviews and raises being finalized a week ago is such a slap in the face. Some of us have been here for years. The decision to restructure was unanimously approved by the museum's executive committee of the board. Museum representatives said in a statement that they will continue to offer a great guest experience and that they will make adjustments if service gaps appear. In Savannah, Grace Rodriguez, WJCL 22 News.
We have a heads up for drivers who use Louisville Road. The city of Savannah says the road's closure is extending due to construction. Louisville Road will be closed from Telfair Road to Fair Street through January 30th. The closure will allow crews to complete construction on the Dundee Canal drainage basin in an effort to reduce flooding risk. Now for a look at the rest of the roads. Tell me how it looks, Melissa. Lots of green on that traffic map.
Yeah, we do have some light showers, so a little light green on the radar as well. So you might want to go ahead and throw on some rain gear. That'll be coming to an end before too long. And fortunately, even though we have some wet roadways, we don't have any accidents, and drive times out to the airport are typical, but we do have some delays, both for departures and arrivals. So check that out before you head out.
All right, thanks, Melissa. Coming up after the break, Beaufort Memorial gives us a look at its mobile wellness unit, what it offers and how it could help you. Plus, a new food pyramid is out. Local health experts are weighing in. We'll break down what it means for you.
Your news, weather, and the hits of the 80s, 90s, and more on Rewind 1079.